almost the first 3 months now, years, digitization of the port system and in the structures now. But the thing is, over the years, Nyama say ache ewo, and he trying to resolve it now. Who say they will incarnate papa wa? Nkade ntina say, you say, the abefo infidie baby. Na koya dia human interface na encodos so na nko for complaining because over the years no discretion on the part of agents port officials nipa da sene so de obi any opebre obi a pese there is opportunity for baby also take advantage and no you gusu aye me person me ya mebobodi but major concerns and no a man kofo bebre no be ade otua previously no because at that time no e be the critical oversight and e wo ho etumi hu the real quantities anipa no ato the sizes anipa no ato the type anipa no ato and it be ato no because that determines the duty. It is for instance I got to fish, you got to meat and so out of fish. You be more duty based on fish. So then 2 tons now say 1 ton. You be more duty based on 1 ton. In the first no, now the meat ba now 2 tons now say 1 tonner. Next higher fisher. You be value of fish duty. Near 1 ton instead of 2 tons of meat no. And you want to say me pan first no so na me tia e be 50,000 and na me tia 80,000 ube kuma no na e be anema bi na anko yi ben kakra because your tax rate no and our duty rate so it's one of the highest in the sub region. Who doing your business via na import duty you 35-40%. It doesn't make sense. Yes. But because you to me rationalizing my the actual quantities are there by actual rate si be ani pano ton wo ho any niema nti no na I will head buy no because want to me engine is can nti no akoma tax rate high I was to me give even 10%. Even president go further discussions koso see be to have a free port ana I ain't just cries to say the other countries here. Yeah, share pros and cons of all those. And the said you need service. Most of our people are more than ports, you know. And so yeah, call for business there. Most of them are MPP for. And the said I need to be deliberately to thwart their efforts because that's a new panel ever from manner and I all be produce. No create employment no was any taxes so it's a major you exercise kakrebi through some projects
yes
na revelations are no so Ghana na no kind of preparation na ipa fa ho before but revelations are ni major companies and no hamadwen no say obi akoto ade no $20 billion. No go to say $30 million. On mine say over taxing on $30 million. You know why? Because obeka ko tua $30 million foreign company or you juma wa. Nti obesisa $30 million no akutua because baby ogoto a favorable place. Akutua $30 million e wo Oba because cost of production no because why over invoicing into no on declare profit wa at the end of the day no tax also tua
am I
no so no on tua wasa a repatriate sika no so asako the effect on our currency is clear. You understand it may show say nyama bebre ho a dey tutu dwa e bedum pempen so bi no ye betuma I reduce I chesa and go for a division over the years there. To mean cutting now all of a sudden. Because you now we so fine, but if you reduce pa na me did say you to be clear there now. May catch your tax rate better so cry because it's unconscionable. Say 35%, 40% on the average.
That's for duties.
Yeah, for duties. menjini se eboa kra enti ye be sre edwodifo se
story by April no reduction beba no
true me say no de ade a yegusu better answer ne be no ye sanitize system no enti ye hwe kwan be fa so a even destination inspection companies now so you per one system back to back system ebe encompass bibia ankofa ye ni na yes you will changes there ebe can be ebi who beka ebi be complain but at the end of the day no you nyina be benefited by a huge reduction in our tax rate and our duties because no we can continue to because now industries better than a survival. Because import duties so now cost of electricity and power and so was so now
labor cost
interest rate was so inflation so was so. What do you expect? How do you expect industries to survive and be able to compete with other industries? Now, say I'm a call best 10 days Central Committee China or more political party as a follow up of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo and Xi Jinping almost president no komodia no amaye tumenya sa Sino-Hydro project now to the tune of about $2 billion and very soon we will say interchange ba Tamale Western region other places where industrial park ni baby I know babwa follow up with them near coin bibi omonde kokoye no how share a country like China around 1949 Omunja Republic. It was around the same time say in 51 now in Kumabe leader of government business. So time near GDP that per capita income that around $300-400. No more day $200. Within 40 years now they've been able to move from $200 to over $8,000.
GDP per capita.
Only 1.4 billion people they are able to feed themselves. 1.4 billion. As we speak now, Nipa by their statistics, 30 million people per year under the poverty line. Omayene say by 2020, they'll be able to move everybody over the poverty line. And they do so because they've had consistent and stable government over years.
And no to me
problems so to me when say from 1955 to date every 5 years be our development
plans.
Every 5 until so far no my best 13 to 14 development consistently
and continuity because Communist Party now
so no grassroots driven almost stages are almost development plan almost paying for almost year they will go back to the people people will almost comment about almost share now about drafting stage almost at their back now will be a comment as almost they are my experts to align because and one major thing I mean so almost say almost GDP now almost over China and GDP no yes I know but share province by province district by district. And you'll be surprised but it is a Kwandong district Kwandong province. Almost GDP is 6.7 trillion RMB.
Just one province.
One province in dollar terms $1 trillion. Just one region, almost 34 of such regions. 1 trillion. Almost districts. This is Hanam districts. Almost GDP. Into many almost kasa member GDP become percentage change. Because over GDP, already say local assembly. The whole Ghana. Imagine say anything look for a country should between 1981 to the year 2000. 81 a GDP of $4 billion. By the year 2000, a GDP of $4 billion. Hey, kasa. Yenya butrentie. Ninja dede bebre no. Ninja dede. That be sounds a whole nation. Strong nation like America. And then I when you problem with just a company in China.
Huawei
problem. Just a company. And not for the serious say America is even pushing European countries not to buy their products. Australia they've been able to succeed. Australia for say you understand? It tells you the might we are talking about. Tells you the might, and they are always thinking. Research and development component to ma. They are always thinking. See, your company be a hybrid between fuel and electricity. BYD company. Me call her about last 3 years.
Okay.
And we call Senshen. We call Huawei. And you can imagine. We call Senshen as a under Guangdong province. Guangzhou no a district under Guangdong.
Okay.
You understand? As Senshen is one of them.
Okay.
We share Senshen. Just 20 years. You know what? It tells you what fishing can do for a country. A fishing community, a Hong Kong. Now the people there, because of poverty, almost swim a kobe our council. They had a leader. Leader said no. Obe develop this place such that people will move from Hong Kong to Shenzhen. Shenzhen, what it means that in their language, there's a rapid development.
Okay.
That's what it means. Rapid development. And they've reclaimed sea. The sea, reclaim. I catch us a half a snap. Unjindi. Since you are Hong Kong. Masa, I grow ready. Hey, care about the vigilante. You can find around. You can see some call for the Gubasum. You have to take away Kakaramomo. Yeah, by election. Near the Omaba. Now we are 10, 20. What kind of way is this? We expect to grow. We expect to move on as a country. And now, sir, a whole party is here. They can say, "Young go did we at them, young go buwe, yeah, plan to kidnap people." What is this? How do you expect us as a country to move on with such behavior? Sometimes it's because the kind of things people are doing, the world is all waiting for us, and all these are making.
Debbie, fortunately for you, now your party is in power.
I know. Sir.
You sit in cabinet meetings.
They say
in cabinet. Do you people think along?
I know. Digitalization, and it's because of that. Last 2 years, 3 years, just 2016, I'm making many Dr. Baumiana Koi. He led the team. The Koi, and all these things because every place, my deep plan every place. And almost prototype of how they want their city to look like. Do you call even a hotel and you're buying their they have a plan of what they want their place to look like.
You bet me with the multi-party system.
No, but you're because you need a sustained period of time. You need consistency. You need to even respect. It's not beyond some consistency, respect, focus, a plan. You need discipline. The three things that move them is their party, their government, and in the party,
the Politburo?
No, not really. Almost be to say inspectorate division
in the party.
In the party, more of a party government thing. Checking on corruption, on behavior, on ethics, and it's part of their moral fiber, right from polling station to the national level. It is a decide it's a way they everybody will now excuse. yeah, my own fail. No, you will not get the opportunity to fail, but they are on you almost all the time to make sure, say, because they know they are competing. They are not competing among themselves. We're almost GDP per province in them just to compete among themselves to make sure, say, each and every province is up. Because yes, northern region, how much GDP? You don't know.
No.
Over percentage of GDP per year, unim. In the area, I can't your GDP at 7%. It will be contributing negative. Because you are infant to Janin, you know, Ubia has a carbon, Ubia deserve me per education free, me per way, ha, their contribution also Odeba. You understand? Their contribution. And this is something that we will do a follow up to them. We will also challenge our government. Say, I don't know, I can't even have Musa. And each district, each region,
DCE's regional ministers will feel the need to sit and think.
Why not?
Come up with strategies to also grow.
Say, district. Almost every district is endowed with something. Yeah. They are not endowed like that.
Yeah.
So it is force them to think. Because one major characteristic and also and the strict party line say, we're a party member, you are the last to complain, you are the last to enjoy. But because they insist on purity in leadership. Say, as a leader, no, you must serve as a role model for everybody. Lead the ostentatious life, business, extravagance, business. Well, who can know wine, baby? No, I know going to meet you too. You understand? And their zeal to fight corruption is huge. It's up to standard. You understand? And see, media, the cano, your card, it's like your dache. Because in our country, look at Ghana, 57, 51. Yeah, development plan, 7-year development plan, and okay, we na kuma be san 5-year development plan. Unfortunately, no, and a cool buy from cool 66 up to 70 military. No, hand over to civilian government 2 years. And at 24 months, at 27 months, no see able to no. Now another military buy, also be 7 years plus. No man can say kokon ya na yes no na 79 by 79 also hand over to Lehman also in diverse 2-3 years no see you too no na make sure say 81 to 2000 your GDP you stand still
static
from $4 billion to $4 billion. It is good for no buy here within 8 years. It will quadruple GDP. Yes, rebase, you know. Not just say, best $26 billion. NBC for better us. Yeah, Banswa, yes, abomode. You can see clearly, say, Masa, one year, before that,
friends, JB, omubusa the question back, say, into free said Ghana, ebeye and I kind of believe, Sawene say. So we should China example now, woman, and not just China. All the other countries are in the last 40 years. Or move from third world to first world, you know. One thing ran through them. Yes, our consistency I can watch them, no. Into one government in power for about 40 years. Of course, government, no, but you see that consistency running through. Over Africa, Rwanda is a classic example. One president in power for over 30 years. And what Timia move country from baby, Ediako baby. In our case, no, Yenis and CNN, Oko Singapore are budgeted $19 billion for R&D, said Yawokano, science and innovation research from now till 2020, $19 billion. And for
I know because because we share a company like partners, our company, normal supply Ariel. Advertising budget for the year $26 billion.
26 26 billion.
This is advertising.
Advertising.
In the whole country.
Yeah.
Almost R&D crowd. I don't just say I don't go on the low side.
But what the Baba share yeah. If Usha your budget hardly would you even hear say your budget is say for R&D. And once you get to that point, coupled with the fact that one consistency in 4 years or so elections, opposition is on your neck, almost about power, they change almost everything. You come. Can we really make progress?
A major issue, but there were reasons. And also, one government without vision for a very long time is also. We've had instances like that. For instance, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe had a higher per capita income in 1950 than China, the whole China.
Yeah.
But this year, they've had sustained period of time with one person leading. But it's about a vision, it is about plan, it's about consistency, it is about focus, and it is about having real issues that will move the country forward.
Because of the focus on education, education we are number one in Africa, because of the focus. And yes, vision is that the whole can will be ultimate, and we know the other geopolitical issues is here was Zimbabwe, but the focus on education, they were number one at the time.
I know education now converted to help the people are a waste. No, education, yes, it's good, number one. But
no, it depends on how you look at it. I'm not geopolitical.
Even that, they practice anything. You understand? Because who can beat China? Education, again, number one. But education is number one. A result in productivity on the ground. So the first China, then the first class. Because when you have true, and it's all about conscientization of the people as well. Say. On my say ne chrome aduane enye so bedi. On my say ne chrome atare aye enye. It omuni trade deficit o. Omuni trade deficit. It is not US in God to go money omuku nyina no. It's because omuni trade deficit no. There's no pressure on their currency. It is US for say omu devalue omu no. And because say there's discipline, because say efficiency, labor efficiency is really high. One thing you must also realize that labor efficiency here is unnecessarily expensive. Unnecessarily expensive. And at some point, almost all big companies migrating from US, from other places. Because technology, labor is efficient, there's discipline and all that. It is a orchestrated and deliberate policy to make sure say a developer. Ghana didn't see that came to me, but we've had our own history. You understand?
Yes.
But the American, even with our own history, we still can make a change. You can make a difference as we move on.
And it depends on leadership. It's more in power now, and then a more difference. I don't think that young canning in Amboma, sure say each and every district will be able to produce something. A bema or more, a sustaining or more. You understand? But I know, for instance, I will see company and I will see industry. And yet easy say because you are competing with a lot of things. Port issues soon to be resolved in way. You understand? To resolve port issues in way. Now see factory. But then are competing with the outside world. We need to open up the more. We need to also sanitize a lot of things. As we speak now, even at the education way. Time started 2006 2007 you remember for 8 years no omutumi a year ko ni man ke ba ya baby you understand but I feel also say ahodi a ye di shame no emisro to say they also ye di shame because they make culture say as we speak now just 30 million Chinese for the Rwanda but you know something what is gratifying is that they know each and every one of them and what they've done is that Omoma CPC members to go and stay with such people to lift them up. Wow.
to lift them up.
Deliberate.
Don't want different design because of lack of data utilization and availability of proper data. You can be sure about it. You know? There are a lot of things wholesale and benefiting. It's only now to me who say poverty level in the high to say school feeding you target to places because people are buying here school feeding. This is say Oba starting this school feeding. Buying here school feeding. But the fact say Oko school hunting now also you understand and all that. Until a lot of things go to waste. As for education, there's no option at all. Say at least to the secondary level, and that's exactly what we are doing. At least to the secondary level, there, each and every soul in this country must have a benefit of it because it pays. It costs more to have labor and efficient. I can tell you, and there are a lot of transformation. I hear your education system, concentration or TVET. Even per se TVET universities to produce the kind of teachers I hear on to me share TVET schools. No, you understand? I propose to very soon. No, it will, and sometimes it's a new one entirely. They may take it time. You bet you are converted. College of Education at they are concentrating on the production of teachers for some of these TVET schools and order to make sure because there are a lot of people artisans they go through mastership by individuals bringing for any certification so there's no standard nowhere with their own way, which I think yes is a good start. We need to standardize it so that only say hey this is a kind of standard out here and not the because one say obi kase mano 10,000 tons of cassava chips per year. Ghana Ghana cassava chips are to me. Meanwhile, with appropriate technology, and nothing we have to say tomato factory and work it because the quantity that is needed,
raw material
that is needed to break even with such a factory, to have full utilization of the factory. We cannot. Our technology is not enough.
Even though you are assassin, you
know, this is enough in the Antos. We had new technology, with a small land with this technology, Bohu tomato tobacco as you say on my tomato tobacco as you say the last time we called Beijing and what they call baby watermelon zone a zone when you baby back zone where the baby say for central region from Cape Coast ABC bese Mankesim.
Wow.
A whole zone with
watermelon and
infrastructure, everything. Now watermelon what to say greenhouse CB and and stand off from all technologically controlled in the temperature in the BBA check BBA. You check BBA. Now you watermelon back to her. You understand? And that's and yes, and you who farm our you who farmer I just say why you feel or something. You understand? You will do my year. It's a best say in Yanom and DC for say. Yake in a lot of things because of our own history. We cannot bring back the clock. You understand? You to me in sound quite saying say you went you say we've lost it already. We need peace to develop. We need ideas to develop. We need people to also bring alternatives. So it is these discussions here almost all the time, the same discussion. And shut down. Wow, better for home best 1 month. In prime all the MPP NDC are better now. No more shed far one sector. No more come deep to know where we are in the first place. Where do you want to be in, let's say, a year or two? What are the alternatives? MPP are candidate, NDC are candidate.
That contest of ideas,
and that has been is missing in our narrative. It's missing. There will be a program. I'm prepared on your tree because there's all about for example for tape. Then can say here. Here pa because our political party now my dreamy. Our chairman a dreamy. I'll say exposure. Because over the period, and I say it with pain and with passion, because I have lived through, I have gone through, I've been at the receiving end of these atrocities from the NDC.
During by-elections,
during even peaceful time. Yeah, you know what? Say, I'm saying, you inquire what ho, see, sir. Place of convenience be wo nema you lose 2008 ya NDC for say mo power if you are I don't know now see you so still omokoje and me na den tokwa baya nipa enum in broad daylight obi ani mo ko enye no na se fasata na odwane a omo yewe you understand you nim omo nye say nim omo. The security agency did not do anything about it because these are known NDC people are obi anymore. That was one of them, Rasta. Later he was taken into the national security. As we speak now. You understand? You go Akwetia. May come because I just want to kind of saying
equalization.
No so he said, America.
Yeah, because examples
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is that don't let us pretend.
Okay.
Let us use these examples. Say Yako Akwetia. Just 7 polling stations. 7 polling stations. Ya to abere bet na yanwie nti na run off. 3 days to time ekoto aba then this for be buyan call for a party office o be say onyina until a day before some of us those times damboche backmenu na say oyeko just a party for ni nyina aboto yes no omma yemfa kromu kakra they all gathered me say kromu kakra yefa no abo etuo apprentice bi wa ha una mpa ye do ba kire mo owo agbogbosi aye friend bullet ne nsana ka mienu sei mienu
nipa din ni bullet
ne nsana ka mienu sei obu boys am bo mu to ti say uza Akwetia na one way say yen to be crown for mo be main road in hospital because hospital no ewo down sir no say e omu fa bu mu kwan aza omo who say the omo hospital cry omo kwa kuku omo cry ho you can't believe it this one ye wie ya ye bo modern e ba party office now we have to go back police for be my escort no Sunday this for na call line up kwan ho nyina minim be onko say mobile fee ye na say ye win screens omo bo ni nyina don't go the driver as we speak la nemi ba ko omo pai na nya men kwa na wan fa car na nko shen rem on the day of elections the first able so delay mu obehwe obi a friend Razak na obedi anim odudi eto aba ohwe na kro Razak nto aba ha ogira ho to we dey ko yi film na odudi o osebo so tu bedu ho osebo so no na ye dey udi ato. This happened in the presence of a friend is Afarijan. Call report to Hanebuao. See Dambo can call a polling agent. And this is what they are sick kind. And then ma be police station ho. Say your Dambo can only manage your agent ma MPP. It is soldier for any police for and never ye Dambo free police station ho no more than a coin. This is what we've gone through in this country. This is what we've gone through. Akwetia, unem dentia etiwa. when the entire you two standing up kakra who say honor galamsey area do you want abrewa kra men hu na abrewa so the people themselves resolve say master say who fit krobu ha your man be here to trust and be mrewa kra ma omo mpne omo ambesa ye call talency omo ba no mu kra that's exactly what they were coming to do here omo kra bus e be bus me no azoka boys egu mu omo move from police station to police station omo do ha omo to bomo na we at Winkonko police station national chairman mo ebedu ho Freddie Blay ne treasurer bankwa ene nkwara national treasurer chairman de omo hu na omo so the tag no omo teye abankwa so na no hu azoka boys yire ozo awako fifafa ne boys bi edi de ti akufu ne won kro de ba omo so akufu no na gira on gira no so ne wonye de ko ntogba bia we bia pipe ni 3 abankwa akoka no ma why na sum police ni me hijacking police ni nice so nti wo ye hwan the then interior minister Wayongo ebeto so no say violence begat violence yanchi ni papa kokra no committee was set nothing yeah can't chire poni enye bibia o say yakoba election ya agree ebi ebeto about Tuesday Monday no yenye campaign as a convention until Saturday Sunday no two major political parties we agree ebi awo be o rally last rally ebi Saturday na the other person ya agree bibia ya trakoma police ya tena say aye bibia NDC for na be yo mo de Saturday o edu yeso aye be de Sunday ya almost Saturday no jo mama na be fa hokwa nti omo de omo ntiase no omo be ye omo rally no on Sunday nti anopa ye yakwa ye hihye canopy no omo so omo ye kifit na kifit ni ye baby ye ade na omo pese omo be wie kifit no na this are trouble no ba ya national security ni na omo say omo hu bi da national security ni na national security no na Professor Mansechi no di all the time omo friend lante as den a obi anim no nya de a ehu the TV3 for capture ene ne ehu ade a ya capture wo mamu a obutu pow nya free pow but na be do ho a nte de omo ba yendi from Chiponi to yendi na nsu atokaka do you know the terrain Chiponi to yendi de omo gu pick up se chire na football but run atare pay bibi share ya operate omo bibi anya omo enano omo di dem a omo ne nam ho obi an kase saade no ensibium but it's the same strategy there be by election what cause Sazon Kabo is if you not Kumasi Hawks ni nema e di aba what cause omo di aba ma no pa afa na mu be distribute omo aba cause the same thing the national security enya feedback why won't they act
but me tie won narration yi na JB who present your party the NPP say mo ye saint in all of this and well that's a
Mr. NPP the agricultural ballot boss da throughout our history from 1992 to date who was NPP ni akoba bi agricultural ballot boss da who be da
now what NDC ni so say why be sada
oh then the ojuma mo yaro me nim say ballot box omo ye omo de there say omo treat ballot box no na abadi ejai to ana I don't know the psyche behind that kind of primitive thinking. I don't know the psyche behind that kind of primitive thinking. Me ankasa esuna for south as a day. Yeah limited registration exercise a day before na NDC for na be gina Achensua secondary school no mo dey so mo chi nkwale eko school said me di kwara na akwa be register keke unim so beto aba o to ba o na NDC for di omo chi ni aba the following day na me call ho me call no e na mo ka vigilantism ni sa nema omo hu bi danti na omo ka de omo pe no so wo NDC at elections Anyhow, your mama can grow no deal. Also, when it comes to violence, we can't match them all.
Ekosiisen on
When it comes to unleashing of violence, NDC. It's me normally use a baby man and my driver, but most often me kwana me number and all that. Me kwana say to me do come and say am say your boy say oh omo fa pick up back no mo ko jare. Na me de boys in Sufi ha ekoe. Me ti eno no. To be do a change so na John Colenzada or to be Nigeria so but I say mo jidin bonnet do we keka yen so e bro police ni koka no ma hwe police na so police be call the headquarters so ekochia no o shiro because ko camp you be transfer o ko kan you be transfer na yene mo abedu baby a na ba Colenzada ni na ba yi e na beto ye o polling station na jambo do no we hen na wa ba no nobody him say grow na make us oh man say to say na why na on ne kasa sa no wo na mo tin cry na mo si den no na you be ku wa ha uni Freddy Bie ne Canada Japan na mo den say police for pa mo chow oh ya pa mo o si den so they were advancing towards us. Our lack was that we're closer to a police station. Say a police station be outlandish because you name or papa. You understand? Young kwala any omo call from the constituency. They vanished.
And omo so young kwala be militia group ana.
On me party say a party for any omo call omo fi constituency no. So ma bro mo anti omo gane omo na ham. Ne ka nya me adom omo amede omo fi Kumase ekoye. They were advancing towards us. Police will come be almost penny. The police were they just ran away. But we're lucky it was closer to a police station. The banner advanced towards me. So I also moved towards the police station. You can't say as we speak now, see the and Amojeba. Police recovered 2 or more warning shot. They were firing back. I surrounded the police station in Nara. Why is all new or more? You understand? Why is it all new or more? This is exactly what they were going to do at Iowa so West Wagon.
President Ehusanyuma Winyina and also enough is enough. Because the Makano NDC needs to bet now he can also recount similar experience. And the president said Moon Trust who's a They're not evil, a tribal. It's for good people.
And bad people. Good people are. In boldness and point it out. Say, me are dear woyano and yanajai.
On a simple F.
Nanka, the American Indians go to Yakudo. The country is not safe. The country is not safe. Security is
na afi ya share atwa. So now I want us to focus on NAR president say Munshia. Will that meeting come off? NDC chairman actual statement and as a letter the Akoma president meba me de ho komo na ya hwe the way forward bansana no Ostek property say eneyomo nsase omo eton over 100,000 acres of land na baby asa wo kwa the whole garden hope na auto asase one plot ye che another plot for free in Sasene was Shy Hills and Asotware Junction behind Sun City. E buy one plot, get one plot for free. Ye won Sasene bin so Dowenya, Dodowa Township, Afienya, Shy Hills and Asebi. E auto asase one plotter, ye chow 10 bags of cement and 200 pieces of blocks for free. Unyani baby, I just say Ostek properties. Moye cool ya ankro kwa was special package at the mamo. Now obi won so a wo car person do car ne kwakwaje asase a sa kwanya ne so da ho at the amount. Ye wododowa Ostek properties wododowa opposite fire service no. Frame was 0244 684 069 0244 684 069. And they say wo car insurance ewu na person ko renew insurance a call Provident Insurance. Ebi on so a car for afei na abso ko insurance for kra for nature provident insurance na nije sam ne say wo insurance na ye che wade kwa from 1st January ne share ase ye be wie 31st March. Actually, any doors, fuel coupons, and several other branded Provident souvenirs. Okwa, chewa, the way draw be him, raffle be him. In the rush for your insurance cover now. Terms and conditions apply. With Provident Man, you are covered. Shannon so FRMIA. Ma yentie we embra yeba. Ye twan common so Ekosiisen sune, many General Secretary of the NPP. John Boadu and AD and Komo. Ye we be funds ba be cancer na afei. Yatoaso akasa Ekosiisen so ni ye ba sisi atwen yen.
Hey lala didi lala wa worry asodie na me de ye me Africa Queen Mackerel bonejuma wo sisen Africa Queen Mackerel